The final part of this, part one of this assessment, is to look at what will you write in each section of the counselling plan, and I've used Appendix D in the course of writing up my notes, and I'll go through that briefly now. The client details is Simon Leung, 19, male, university student, having recently moved out of the family home into student accommodation in Sydney, and single, and presents with feelings of anxiety. Involvement of other agencies or referral information. There is a referral from the GP, which I have written C attached, following psychologist review of that concludes in not presenting a clinical risk, as Simon has also reported in his in the session that we had at the beginning of today. Special needs information. Simon expresses that that in terms of special needs, there are no stated special needs in terms of any major underlying conditions that need to be taken into account, except that Simon expresses anxiety in social situations, which of course is the crux of why he is presented here today. Safety and reporting issues, I've reported nil. Client's own identified priorities, and I think that speaks to how I've noted the special needs information, which is probably, I've duplicated here, and probably could say special needs information would be nil, noting that his English and his other capacities to present and sit within a counselling environment were all perfectly okay. What I'd noted is the client's own identified priorities were into shorter and longer term, to look at a core anxiety, as we like, inducing situation, which is regarding asking a fellow female student out with the possibility of a more intimate romantic relationship of sorts. The second identified priority is to build confidence and to grow into this new environment with his peers, particularly cohabiting and going to uni with his peers and feeling like he is part of the group. The observed client requirements are initial reflection on supporting an informal exchange with this individual by the name of Nina. And one of the other observed client requirements that I heard was this notion around being fixed by the counsellor, which I delicately aimed to address through the philosophy of wellness counselling session being a shared exchange, where my role is not to fix but to promote your own decision making or the client's own decision making. But his requirements really, the broader requirements match those identified priorities. The goals that I've stated for the counselling plan in simple terms have been to support an informal meeting exchange between Simon and Nina, and to support him in those decision making, and to reflect on that exchange as it occurs. Secondly, at the more medium and longer term, is looking at his building confidence with both cohabiting with students and being in a new student environment away from the family, and building his own sense of confidence in himself. In terms of monitoring, I did articulate wellness centres' formal method of monitoring being the survey at the sort of halfway mark, being session 3 as part of a series of 6 as the sort of a common amount of counselling sessions, but also reminding Simon that he could check in at any time, at which point I would sign the counsellor's signature and put a date, and this is my counselling plan here. Thank you.